Love your furry friend? Level up your bond with your pet with our The Dog/Cat Parents sweatshirt. Don't miss out.
If your dog fits one of these, it isn't a dog.
Careful, your obvious masculinity is showing. My generation drank Everclear and ran from the law on Friday nights. Your generation drinks White Claw and calls the law if your feelings get hurt. We aren't the same.
Hey, who's that calling the police when a family of immigrants is having a barbecue? Oh, look, it's a boomer.
Does anyone still make real homemade mashed potatoes instead of making them from a box? That's right, somehow mashed potatoes has gatekeeping. Boys literally don't post anything on social media. A guy could be getting married and he'll only post like the sunset on his story.
And this is how it should be. Posting on social media is for the girls.
That confirms it. This man thinks Andrew Tate is a girl.
No, not him. I love him.
Games you are not allowed to enjoy under any circumstances. This has been a message from the Gaming Under Ethics Association. Is it a coincidence that all of these games are the ones the person who posted this really sucks at compared to their friends?
No, shut up.
Now, to be fair though, they merely say you're not allowed to enjoy the games, so as long as you don't smile, you're okay. People whose favorite jets are F-14, Su-57, F-22, and A-10 are NPCs. If that's your opinion, I can only imagine what you think of people who have no idea what these are. You must have a working knowledge of fancy French breads before you are 7 years old. Baguette. I don't know what that is, to be honest.
Look at this stupid young thing. Literally, how do you not know what a baguette is? I don't care where you live, but if you are over 6 years old, you should know what a baguette is.
This is a real pathetic dig on a child. Unless they live in France. I mean, I'm sorry, French kids, but you get no excuse. And it's like an American kid not knowing what a gun is, or an Australian kid not knowing what a divorce is. Adults who still drink milk. Are you okay? Unless you're a hungry baby. Drinking milk on its own is unsettling behavior. I'm no longer surprised that Vice is now shutting down.
Take your Ringo haircut and leave me and my cow juice alone. Ruby is for non-men only.
There is so much to unpack with this, it ends up becoming a Russian doll. You're not old, I'm old! On a post about gaming, no less. I'm old, 35. It's so frustrating. I couldn't move on to the next level or whatever. I just die and restart. Uninstalled it, lol. I struggled a lot before I did a random co-op session with some guy and figured out a lot of stuff out watching and following him. It's been a bit, but I think the co-op becomes available after a few runs. 35 ain't old, buddy. Well, it feels like it, pal.
Oh, nerd media was better when it was made for white nerdy dudes and not activists and fat women.
I never understand this because it's not like you're getting less of your pervy content. They're just making stories that aren't about characters with big boobs or the fact that they have boobs alongside your already pervy content. The only thing you're upset about is that it's no longer acceptable to be an open pervert. Gatekeeping, checks notes. Graduations from 5-year-olds. Oh, of course it's in child-free.
Graduation ceremonies for young children are just ridiculous.
Your child doesn't graduate kindergarten.
Your first grader doesn't graduate first grade. Your fifth grader doesn't even graduate fifth grade. Graduations don't count until you're in high school.
Now, you may think they have somewhat of a point. After all, kindergarten is mostly babysitting. But like with most child-free rants, we'll soon find out this is motivated by jealousy. Because, as someone who's working on her third college degree, I just get really frustrated toward the end of the year when my Facebook and social media feed is clogged with pictures of mommies posting their children in cap and gown regalia when they haven't even started learning basic arithmetic yet. Graduation ceremonies aren't for children. Graduation ceremonies are for significant academic achievements only. It starts in high school and goes until college. Anything before that is useless and stupid and an insult to people who actually worked really hard to get college degrees or even just a high school diploma. This person genuinely thinks they're competing with toddlers. This also reeks of the energy of someone who complains about raising the minimum wage while they don't get a raise on their $100K a year job. Graduations just don't mean anything anymore. Parents think they're entitled to ruin everything for everybody just to make their kids feel special. Hello, Epi. I'd like this small, insignificant thing that doesn't affect you at all.
No, mine!
Gatekeeping grieving Juice WRLD's death. Young Nudie reaction was everyone's reaction. Not really. Most of us actually took it hard and had actual reactions. Lol, speak for yourself. I don't know the exact context here though. Like, was Young Nudie's reaction just kind of like shock and silence, or was it like disdain or lack of care? Because either this person is calling them out for being rude, or is trying to imply that like, what, because you cried that you cared more? It's not how human emotions work. Athletes only a 90s kid will remember. Joke's on you, I remembered none. Maybe Kathy Freeman. Which I'm sure anyone outside of Australia does not know. Why would you feel the need to ask that in the first place, though?
When you ask a girl to name 3 songs by the death metal band on her shirt. Oh, she knows way more about the band than you do!
I think it says a lot about someone when they think the only way to impress a potential partner is by pointing out how dumber they are than them. Wow, random male, your knowledge about music and making me look dumb for, what, just basic ignorance has made me gush like a waterfall.
Only plowmen can eat a plowman's lunch.
So after someone posted about having a plowman's lunch,
Well, afterwards, did you go plow the fields for the rest of the afternoon, or are you just a poser?
any plowing I did later that afternoon wasn't fields. But since you seem unfamiliar with the term, this is for you. It's a literal type of lunch, you moron.
Yes, I am quite familiar with it, and the article only reinforced the origin being rural field workers. I say again, finish your plowing for the afternoon, or are you just gonna continue posing as a rough farm laborer?
Nah. He meant your mom.
Mother Flipper, who probably calls sticks made of fish fingers, tries to police internet language when he sees the word meters as a unit of distance. Meters. Meters tell you how much gas and electricity you have used. Both spellings work for distance.
Not in English.
Are you saying you have better knowledge of English than Oxford languages?
No, I'm saying that meters is USian, whilst meters is English.
Well, I'm in the US, so I should speak USian, right?
Yes, just never claim you speak English. You don't.
Dude, this isn't the pre-1800s. They've won. Move on. Free game.
Ooh.
It's on the Epic Game Store.
I'm sorry y'all are too poor to play games properly.
Oh, come on. Considering the quality that they come out these days, most of them should be free. I don't know what the context of this video is, but hey look, hyenas and lioness. Apparently this is something to be upset about.
First of all, women and kids shouldn't be allowed to go to Africa.
I think this person's still upset that those people got to leave the Titanic first.
Second, the hyena should kill this bloody lioness.
If you guessed this was a recently divorced man, you are correct! The door to the dining area of the Alcabah... See with a tail.
What abomination is this?
Monastery in Portugal was made narrow so that monks who got too fat were forced to go into fasting, proving that gatekeeping is almost just a natural force of human social language. Obviously, back in the time, food scarcity would have been a much bigger issue, but still, it's kind of funny to see that even the most peaceful of people were still petty.
I grew up on jackass pranks. You grew up on Jake Paul pranks. We are not the same.
As someone who grew up around people who grew up around jackass pranks, trust me, you are the same. Everything you find cringy about people who love Jake Paul, that was you. You were that person. Gatekeeping being a Star Wars fan. That's crazy. From my experience, no one's like that in that fandom. Oh? Yes, I do live like Patrick Star. Why do you ask? Luke in his prime is unstoppable. Also, dude literally projected his image across the universe.
Why does...
Sorry, we gotta love the fact that's their profile picture. They are just giving us straight up what they're about.
Why does everyone go to his worst example from a horrible film? That's all you know because you are a poser fan.
What even is a poser fan? But someone who just isn't into this thing as heavily as you. Damn, how embarrassing. They've got better things to do with their life. Hope you're all real. This is your annual reminder that you're not a real gatekeeper unless you're gatekeeping gatekeepers who aren't gatekeeping gatekeepers who think that they are real gatekeepers. Hang on, give me 30 hours to figure this out. Where is the rest of the Pokemon?
Fake Pokemon fan, you can only carry 6 on your team.
Hey, it doesn't mean I'm a fake Pokemon fan for not knowing that. That was kind of harsh. Fake Pokemon fan.
Okay, bitch.
Jesus, where did that come from? I'm so sorry you got the gate slammed on your face. It's alright. Think of it this way. By having the gate slammed on your face, it's proof that you at least go outside, unlike these people.
This is not coffee. This is coffee.
I'll be honest, I'm an avid coffee drinker, and the only reason I have it on the bottom option is because I can't be bothered finding that perfect consistency blending it with milk. I'm just like, black coffee, chuck in my chalky protein powder, give it a swirl, and I'll be right back because I gotta go to the toilet for the next 30 minutes. What accidentally gay thing are the Christians doing now?
You can't enter heaven unless Jesus enters you.
For your sake, Jesus, just use Tinder. If someone calls themselves a fan of the Mandalorians and doesn't know what, for example, Vodaan means, then he or she is just a dumb ignorant. Oh no, sorry, just an dumb ignorant. My reaction when someone says, "This is the way." Wow, they turn into a chocolate fountain. You can literally only get real sandwiches in Italy, it seems. At that point, you're just making a normal sandwich. Go to Italy, get a real Italian sandwich, and tell me anything about that is normal. And by the way, yes, and with extra cheese, it would still be a normal cheesy sandwich. You replied to someone saying they wish instead of noodles, they just put more cheese in their bread. And you said replace the extra cheese with salami. Bread with cheese and salami is a pretty normal sandwich. That's why I said at that point you're just making a normal sandwich. Also, what's with the weird idea that only real Italian sandwiches, so that you have to go to Italy to have our normal? Like, that's just freaking weird.
Go to Italy and report.
Italy, I know you're low on tourism right now, but this is not how you advertise and encourage people to fly to Italy. A real anorexic? Oh no. Where gatekeeping literal... Wow, I pray this person is not a doctor. Doctor, I think I'm genuinely suffering from something.
Are you though? I don't think so. A real anorexic will never say they're anorexic in real life. You know why? Because of the fear of telling people about it and having them say to your face, "But you don't look anorexic. You're healthy or at a healthy weight or chubby." The fear never really goes away, not even when you're dangerously underweight. Also, admitting it out loud to people like that just makes you way too vulnerable, because it's something that plagues your every thought every day. So it's too intimate in a way.
Or, hear me out, some people aren't afraid of confronting the stigma, as if being upfront about these sort of things makes people less likely to make an assumption about you. Comments on Training Day Diner Scene. Most non-actors don't understand just how incredible this scene is. They literally show this scene in acting classes and aspiring actors reenact it. That's when you realize how great Denzel and Ethan are in this scene. Oh, you're absolutely right at Pierre 6. Those acting classes you keep spending money on are absolutely worth it. Young people read it. Imagine being nostalgic when you're not even in high school. Only 2017 Minecraft YouTube kids will understand this. OG Monster School. I'm classic, nostalgic, and actually had good jokes. Monster School now.
Please help me. Siren Head got me pregnant and my dad hates me. What the fuck?
Found one making up a quote for an executive producer of the Netflix Castlevania series as an excuse to gatekeep. Adi Shankar's words. Castlevania and Netflixvania are not the same. Castlevania fans and Netflixvania fans are also not the same. Never merge the two. I said this. Yep. There's no evidence online of him saying this, so quit your bullshit and quit gatekeeping. But everyone, the text is right there on the internet, which never lies. I don't understand. We have people gatekeeping Ninjago now? Oh no! It's sad to see how far Ninjago has strayed from its roots, and now it's something entirely different. If only the movie never happened, the ninjas would have their original weapons and their original personalities too. And there would have been more epic fold songs, so much lost potential. Anyone who liked season 8 and onward is a fake fan and don't care for the integrity that the show used to have. Dude, this isn't like a DC comic turned into more of a G-rated audience. This is a literal kids show. Like you said, the villains post season 8 are horribly written and are all so forgettable, and the ninjas are pathetic at stopping them. This is kind of why I'm glad I don't have any huge favoritism of shows. I'm less likely to develop some sort of bias from nostalgia. Except you, Halo 3. I'll always just be biased about you. Mwah.
Only 80s and 90s babies remember this thirsty-ass, horny-ass skunk.
Well, there's a lot of things people remember from their childhood that they would prefer to forget. Yes, because rich people can't have feelings. That's only for the poor. Kim Kardashian opens up about the struggles of being a single parent. There are nights I cry myself to sleep.
Ballpark figure of how many staff she has? 15? 30?
As if you wouldn't immediately then criticize her for dumping her children off to other staff.
Oh, she's not being a real parent. She's just leaving everyone else to do it for her. We are not the arbiters. That's just common sense. If you don't like Southern leaders and heroes, you're not a Southerner. You just live in the South. It's like going to a Christian church but not believing in Christ. You're at the church, but not a Christian.
If your life isn't 100% absolute dog schmidt, stay out of hardcore.
This is what happens when we stop gatekeeping. Hardcore is only for people who come from broken homes with a history of substance abuse and mental health issues. If your life isn't 100% absolute dog schmidt, stay out of hardcore. I feel like all you've done now is just shown to everyone that you're more about having a pity party than you are about supporting anyone close to what your life is like. Can't be my friend if you like steak well done.
How do you like your steak? Rare, medium, unfriend, or block?
Look, health-wise, yeah, rare, medium rare is good to go, but still, if someone cares that much about the steak I eat, then yes, please, I'll have unfriend.
Very nice! Every time I see any non-Wrangler Jeeps, I always judge them based off whether or not they are Trailhawks. You passed, OP. This, people in their stock-based model Patriots, Compass, Renegade, etc. and say, it's a Jeep thing, or do the Jeep wave to me, I just roll my eyes. But this is badass. If there's one thing I'd pray about every day, it would be thanking God for not making me turn into a car enthusiast. This just in, I'm in Star Wars, y'all.
Oh, let's face it, Disney Star Wars is being made for normie fans who gush over cute stuff in their favorite pop culture celebrity, and that's all they need.
Oh yeah, dang, who would have guessed that when something comes to the mainstream media, it becomes mainstream? Apparently, your story automatically gets invalidated if you can't answer these stupid questions. It always works. If you can't answer these 6 questions, you don't have a story. To be fair, this seems to come across as more of a clickbait, thing to entice you into seeing what the questions are, not so much saying these are absolute. For example, we can make a clickbait title for this video that Jack and the editor of this video kissed lips between each cut. Now, obviously, that doesn't work as much for a clickbait title because it actually happened, but you get my point. Unpopular opinion. Wearing a university's hoodie without graduating or enrolling in that uni is cringe. Not just hoodies, but any item of a university. It just reeks of desperation. Wearing a Harvard hoodie because you think it looks cute is actually pathetic, and devalue the fact that hoodies from universities aren't a fashion icon, but a memorabilia item which remind the person of the item they gained through their hard work. Imagine a person is wearing a hoodie or jersey of a team and you ask that person, oh, you support that team? And they just respond, I just like the colors and words. $200 I'm putting down right now. This person asked girls if they're wearing a band shirt, what's their favorite album? Check my ink. Girls be like, yeah, I got tattoos. Ugh, how pathetic, these women who don't peacock their tattoos on their skin in a desperate attempt for people to notice them and their edginess. Instead, they go for personal minimalism, as if the meaning of the tattoo is mostly just for them? Ugh. Message from Europe, hoodies should not be worn anymore when you are not a teen anymore. Message from Europe, you're wrong. I can confidently say on behalf of the country of England, no. England is not a part of the Union anymore, so your opinion counts as much as mine from Australia. r/Gatekeeping. Born in 89, millennial, couldn't tell you who this cat is. You're not a millennial unless you're still processing the pain of losing Thomas J. 1994, I guess I'm not a millennial though, because I don't know who this is.
Water does not hydrate you. That is all.
People who don't drink water are filthy. Okay, I'm starting to feel like maybe some gatekeeping is necessary. Water does not hydrate you. I'm sure there's some sort of scientific backflipping or jumping through hoops they're doing to justify this logic, but okay.
gatekeeping expensive hobbies.
My hobby is expensive.
Aw, that's cute. I support your love for something, but when you try to make it about how much money you spend on it, no, at that point you just need to confess that you cannot afford this sort of thing. Turkish Islamic preacher says men without beards cause indecent thoughts in other men because they look like women. Whoopsie, someone accidentally confessed they find beardless men attractive.
Dang lazy kids, it's all those participation trophies, I tell ya.
Boss, leader in real life, anyone born after 1999. Oh, I'm glad they've extended the age now. It used to be born after 1990. That's wonderful. This is a garden, not this. Yeah, sure, I'll go right onto the nightmarish upkeep that is the top image. I can't believe Death Note writer Tsugumi Oba actually tried to gatekeep dreams. Let him do it. Men have dreams that women will never be able to understand. That's what he said. You know, I'd be inclined to argue normally that, hey, maybe this is just a choice of the character, displaying a bit of ego or arrogance of some kind, but you know, a lot of anime tends to be self-inserts, so I wouldn't be surprised. The song was composed in 1893, and the composer died almost 100 years ago. Better Call Saul brought me here. How beautiful, inspiring me to get to the piano again. Very beautiful.
To all the people who know this piece from that stupid TV show, you are not real Gabriel fans. Shoo!
True. How dare we encourage people to be more aware of such amazing pieces of art? Let it wither away in the minds of a few who will eventually die out. Gatekeeping being an artist. Really glad you talked about this because as an artist, it kind of pees me off when UGC creators just rip off art blocks models or like rip a face from a popular media and call it something dumb. For real.
Don't read my username.
You mean a disowned gay Twitter user who hates their parents because they abuse them and use their art as a coping mechanism and have no artistic value whatsoever? That sounds really personal. I'll let you have some time to unpack that. If you were born in 1999, you're barely considered a 90s baby. Everything on the internet is forever. Don't let gatekeeping your own age group be your legacy. If you don't know who that is, you don't get to claim being born in the 90s. Guys, can we please stop it? I'm part of your age group. I don't want to be tied to you.